Alright guys, so what I'm working on today is this buffer board of a Panasonic TV. So the model number reads TNPA5335. So I think this is caused the 7 or the 8 blink code on the Panasonic TV. So that's where the LED in the front of the TV blinks for a certain number of time. And I've repaired quite a few of these now, so I know exactly where the faults are, so I don't need the TV to actually test this. So this has been sent in to me by a customer who brought it into one of the repair shops. So what I'll do is I'll show you how to repair this. So mainly what blows on this board here is these chipsets here, and we just replace them out. So I haven't seen any of the transistors, or sorry, any of the ICs like this little one here blow out previously. So the way to confirm if this is actually faulty is if we test this section here. So let me just grab my multimeter, set it on the diode test mode. So I shouldn't see a short across this terminal here. So there's my multimeter. So I've got it on the diode scale here. So what I'll do is I'll probe here and here. So you see there's a direct short, so my meter zeroing out. So if we go into the continuity mode here, it's the same thing. So we know there's a short on here, but where it is, it's going to be trouble finding. So because there's a short here already, what I'm going to do is, what I tend to do is I put it in the diode mode, and what I do with these transistors here is I just go from here to here, and you see that one's shorted. And now that's obviously not a proper way of doing it. It's because it's still in circuit, so I'll have to remove that one there and then find out which one it is. So, and again, same thing as you move down the line, you'll see that's shorted as well. And that's how you test it. So same thing here, and we got same thing here, and then so we'll test this one as well. So we see that one's okay, then we check across the junction. Okay, that's okay. Okay, that's probably just joint up at the bottom here, the pads, so there should be nothing from here to here, so that's alright. Same thing with this. So this is obviously just a simple check, not a rather in detail of how to test these properly and something. I think I've done another video for it. So then we move down here. So we'll move you across. Okay, so same thing there. There should not be a short here, but there is. Alright, so same thing here. Just be careful when you're doing this, because you can turn this transistor on and off, or a MOSFET on and off by doing this. So just be careful that you are taking extra caution while doing this. So there's tiny resistors here as well, so I don't think I need to replace those, because in the past I haven't had to. So what we'll do is we will turn the light on, and I am just going to check across this resistor. So it's 7R5, so that means it's 7.5, and obviously 4.0 because there's other, it's in circuit, so I suspect this should be okay. I don't need to replace these resistors. If I do need to, then I have a batch of SMD resistors that I can use. There should be some here, so I can check this one as well. Yep, so these ones are okay. Obviously these are different ratings, so these are 9.9 compared to those. So and then in the past these ICs as well I've replaced, but I don't think it's very necessary in this one here, so test those. Okay, cool. So let me go and find the bag of transistors, diodes, and the rest of the things that I need, which I have right here actually. So here's what I have. So I need, let me just flip this over. So that is 30F131. Oops, that's not that one. 30F131. So yep, so there's one set there. And then we have, so that's for that one, 131, 131. And RJP 30H2A. So it's those ones there. Okay, and then finally we have the RF15, what is this, RF1501. So I think that's here somewhere. Okay, alright, so that's cool. So these are the ones that you need to replace these. Again, I'll put this in the link below. And you can get them from AliExpress, eBay, very easily, readily available, very cheap. And what I'll do is I'll position you better so you can see me desolder this out of the board, and we'll take these ones out, install the new ones, and then we'll go ahead and test those out. Alright, so we'll proceed with taking these out of the board. So I'll show you what the numbers are. So there you go, RJP30H2A. So when you're doing this, do one at a time, and then take them out of the board, and you know that these numbers are the ones that go here. So the RJ ones go here, and then you've got the 30Fs that go over here, and then you've got one that's 1501 here. So don't take them out all at once because you'll forget which one goes where unless you take a photo. So what we'll do is we'll remove this. I'll show you how to do that. Very easy. Apply a bit of flux to these junctions here. You just need a hot air station to take these out. And then here as well. Then let me grab my hot air station. Set it about 300. Okay, we'll just increase this to say 350, and just take your time, work it back and forth so you can see. Bring you down. Yep, so you can see that. Just take your time while doing this. Okay, there we go. So there's one. So put that aside. Bring the next one over. Just work it back and forth. There's these heat pads at the bottom of it. Yep, there we go. There's the other one. And the last one is here. And there we go. Right, so there's three that's out. So there's one, there's two, and then there's the last one there. So we'll replace those. We'll grab, what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-tin this area just so we get a good connection. I don't like using the original solder that the factory uses because I just don't like the way it operates. So we'll replace those, and then we will move this, put this here. Actually, so you can see, I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to test them. So again, grab my multimeter, diode scale. I will put it over here so you can see. Okay, so here to here. See how there's a direct short? Oops, you can't even see the multimeter. Okay, here we are. So obviously that's the middle one. Is that one there? That's shorted. Then swap the leads. Okay, so that's shorted there. Okay, and then now we test across this. Okay, there's a direct short, so get rid of that one. With these transistors, with these MOSFETs, you know, if you change one, you got to change them all. So that one's shorted. That's shorted. Okay, so yep, so this one's shorted as well. Grab the other one. Okay, so this one's good. See, you see a diode, a junction there? So that's what you should actually see. So that one's alright. Go this way. We go here. There's a diode junction there. Go across it. Yep, so this one's okay. So these two are bad. And this one's okay. So this one's okay. These two are bad. I'm just going to replace all of them because I feel if these two have blown, then it's going to put some sort of effect on this. So I mean, it's readily available and it's cheap enough. So I'll replace all of them. The last thing you want is for it to come back, and you know, that's the one that you didn't replace is the one that's blown. So we'll check this again. So check again over here. So diode scale mode. I shouldn't get a short. Okay, right, reverse the leads. Okay, so that's charging one of these capacitors or something. So I'm still going to change all of those, and go ahead and do that. So let me zoom you in, and let me grab my solder and my flux. So a bit over here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Okay, if you're doing this for the first time, do take photos of exactly what went where, so you don't forget. So just let this flow. Okay, same thing here. Okay, same thing here. And last one. Okay, so let me just find my solder wick, which is over here. And let's just soak up all of the old solder. Okay, that's good enough. Then we'll move to this one here. I should really use a bigger tip, but it's okay. This will do the job. I don't have a smaller solder wick, so that's okay. I'll just use this for time being. So let's just let that heat get through. Cool. And now the remainder that I have, I will just use my solder sucker. Yep. So now let's get the new solder, a bit of new flux. Obviously this will all get cleaned up. Don't have to put too much on, just enough so it holds it together. Alright, so this one was the RJP30H2A, let me find it, which is these ones here. So I need 3. Okay, let's place one there. Grab my hot air station again. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to, I'm just going to heat this so I can get it molten enough so I can place this on. Okay. Okay, so that one's done. Same thing with this one. Cool, that's done. And then the last one. So I'm just going to go over it again with my soldering iron, because I don't feel it's doing, just to be sure though. The reason it's moving is because of the air from the hot air station. Right, so those are on. Put my hot air station away. Grab my soldering iron. I'm just going to go over these points again, just so I know that I've got good contact. Great. So let's move it. Right, pretty sturdy, which is good. Grab some IPA or acetone. Let's give them clean. Actually, I'm going to clean them later on, not now. Because I'm going to replace the other ones as well. So let's check again with the multimeter. Okay, that's good. So now let's move. Let's move to this area here, and we will have a look at this place. So these ones here, so again this is a diode, so it's shorted. Okay, so we're going to replace all of them there again, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace this and then solder a new one on, simply because if you have a look under the camera, that is a different number. So RF1501 and this one's 30F131. So I'm going to replace this one and then I'll solder the new one on, and then I'm going to move forward. So just so I don't get confused with what I'm doing or which one I'm replacing. Okay, again, bit of flux. So 300, anywhere between 300 to 400 is okay, because it's solder's melting point is obviously lower than that, but I try to do it there. It's a lot easier, quicker, better. Just work it back and forth nice and easily. Okay, so that one's out. So that one was RF1501. Let's grab one out of this bag. And let's do this. Enough. Now let's put some flux on there, as well as this. New solder, as well as on these points. Okay, and then there's the old one. I'm just going to test that. So we go here, here to here. Okay, so these are it's shorted there. So okay, cool. So we'll replace all of them anyway. So it's okay. Okay, that's good. Let's put this heat gun away. Grab my solder. Bit of flux over here. Okay, and then obviously I'm going to clean this all up at a later stage. Again. So all of these ones are the same. 30F131. Same thing, heat it up. So this one you can replace all three of them at the same time. You don't have to take one by one. Okay, that one's loose. Let's replace that. Okay, so that's that. Same thing. I use a solder socket because the wick that I have is too small. It'll take me a long time. But this solder socket is fine. Again, some solder flux on these junctions. Okay, so that one was 30F131. Let's find that. Yep, there it is. 30F131. There we go. Let's get the heat gun. Let's just heat up this pad here. Okay, that one's good. Okay, just move it back again. Okay, that's good. Next one. Okay, that one's good. And last one. When you're doing this, just take your time. Don't rush. Okay, that one's good. Put the heat gun away, grab my solder, and just go over these joints again. Okay, I need to resolder that one. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and clean the board, and the way I do that is with acetone and a little brush. And what I do is I apply that onto my brush and I just scrub away. And you'll notice these little bits that are still stuck on the board, like the solder. And what you do is just grab your little pick or something like that, and just scrape them away. You could use heat and do that and it'll just come off easier, but I do it this way. And same thing, apply a little bit of acetone on my brush, and it's just to get all that flux and whatever else that's stuck on there, and just brush away from the board. Okay, and then same thing over here. Okay, and that's it. That's basically it. Give this a good rundown with this. Okay, and that's it. So that's pretty much it. So those are all of the FETs transistors that we replaced, and those are the new ones here, so nicely soldered in, nicely making good connections on there, so it's good. So we'll give this back to the repair shop and I will test this out on the TV they have there. And now what I'll do is I will grab my multimeter again, and remember how we had a short at this terminal previously, so let's have a look now. So we have it on my diode mode. Okay, good, have a look at that. So swap my leads. Okay, there we go. So we see a junction, so if you can see that. Okay, so we see a junction now, diode junction, and the other way will just be charging one of these capacitors or one of those micro capacitors on the board. So it should only be one way. And then we go continuity mode. Okay, there's no short. Great, so I'm pretty confident that this board is repaired, and we'll give it back to the repair center, put it into the TV, and we'll test it out. So hopefully this has helped somebody out there, and thank you for watching. Okay, so we've gone ahead and plugged this board back into the TV. Now we'll go ahead and power this on. Here we go. And there you have it. Back to life. So remember, just by replacing those MOSFETs and diodes, you can get this TV up and running. So hopefully this has helped somebody out there, and thank you for watching.